everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click that bell icon so that you get notified every time I release a new video. Today I'm making a card with products from the Stamps of Life, and I'm going to show you a really neat way to use your ink refills to make a nice background. I'm also going to be using the dotted stars and the brand new You Rock word die, which you see there on the card. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting this card out by using the star dies, and I die cut a dotted star out of some powdered sugar cardstock, and I'm just adding some ink to this star just to add some color. I wanted to give it a nice tricolor blend, so I'm using the sunshine ink. I'm also going to be using the tangerine and the guava ink to add some ink to this star. And this dotted star, I believe, is the second largest star in the dotted star dies. And here's what it looks like. So next I'm going to create this fun background, and I'm using my glass mat here and my ink refills, and I just drop some of the tangerine, the guava, and the sunshine ink refills onto my glass mat, and then I spray those with water. I am using a piece of powdered sugar cardstock, and it measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because this will be my card layer. And after you spray those ink droplets with water, just put your paintbrush in them and just mix up that ink with the water, and then just spray it on your, or I should say flick it on your card layer, just as I'm doing here. So take your paintbrush, dip it in the ink droplets with water, and flick it on your card layer. And you can put as much or as little ink as you want on this background until you're happy with the colors that you have and the amount of ink that you have. And then once you're done, just take your heat tool and dry it up because it will be wet from the water. So make sure it's completely dry before you move on and adhere everything else to it. So I am taking my star and I'm adhering the star that I added the ink to. I'm adhering it to a black star, so it's a little bit larger star. And then I'm going to adhere all of these elements to my card layer. So I'm just using some liquid glue, making sure I don't get any of that glue in between those dots, and adhering it to my card layer. And I just have the You Rock die cut just positioned there just to see where I want it to go and how far up I need that star to go in order for everything to fit on that card layer. So I turn that card layer over and just cut off the excess points on the star, and then I'm ready to add my You Rock. And that die cut actually comes with a shadow layer that you see there in the background, but I'm not using the shadow layer because if I used it, then it would take away from that really neat background that I just created. So I'm just using the letters, and I did die cut that out of the licorice cardstock, which is the black cardstock, and I did put some double-sided adhesive on the back of it just so that I don't have to worry about trying to add adhesive after the fact. The dotted star dies also come with these smaller stars, so I die cut some of the smaller stars just out of the licorice cardstock, and I'm going to add a couple to the background there as well. And I did make another card in my previous video, if you want to go back and take a look at it, which I'll link below, of using the dotted stars into a shaker card, and I used it with the guitar dies. So if you want to take a look at that, I'll link that below, and that was the previous video that I just published here on YouTube. My card base is an A2 size card base in the licorice cardstock, so it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I decided that I want to pop this up a little bit to give it some dimension. So I'm just adding some foam tape to the back side of this card layer, and I will add that to my A2 size card base. And that completes this card. So please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.